Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw a zebra. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the front part of the body. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a coin, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. To the left, draw another circle as a guide for the back portion of the body. Draw this circle slightly smaller than the first circle. Don't place the circles too far apart or the body will be too long. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. On the top right side of the first circle, draw another circle as a guide for the head. Make this circle about 1/3 the size of the first circle. Pay attention to the distance between the head circle and the first circle. On the bottom right side of the head circle, make a small mark for the first part of the muzzle. Connect the small mark to the head circle using curved lines to finish the guide for the muzzle. This guide should be similar to an upside-down arc. Draw a sloping line across the entire head as a construction guide to help you place the facial features later on. On top of the head, draw a small triangular shape as a guide for the ear. Don't make the ear too big. Under the first circle, draw a long vertical line as a guide for the front leg. At the bottom, bend the leg to the right to indicate the hoof. Under the circle on the left, draw a long angled line as a guide for the hind leg. Bend the line near the middle to indicate a joint and again at the bottom for the hoof. Connect the head to the body using sloping lines to create the guide for the neck. The shape of the neck should be wide. Connect the body circles using two longer lines to finish the guide for the torso. Curve the lines slightly. On the left side, draw a vertical line as a guide for the tail. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, lightly sketch a small circle for the eye. Place the eye on the top right side close to the top edge of the muzzle. When you get the size and position of the eye right, darken the shape. Draw a thick dark line at the top for the top of the eye and the eyelashes. As you darken the shape, make the sides pointier for the corners of the eye. The inner corner of the eye should point down toward the muzzle. Make the edges of the eye thick and dark. Inside the eye, off to the side, draw a tiny circle for a highlight. In the middle of the eye, draw an oval and shade it in for the pupil. Near the tip of the muzzle, draw a small curved line for the nostril. Draw a small oval within the shape for the nostril's opening. Shade the inside of the nostril. Draw a curved line around the nostril for a crease. Use the initial arc as a guide to draw the muzzle. Follow the basic path of the arc as you draw the shape of the muzzle. At the bottom, curve the line upward to create the mouth. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the line when you get the shape right. Don't make the mouth too long. draw a curved line under the mouth for the chin. Use the triangular shape on the head as a guide to draw the ear. Darken the path of the guide, but make the top more curved. Extend the bottom of the ear so that it's inside the head. Use the initial shapes as guides to draw the rest of the head. Darken the outer edges of the initial guides to create the shape of the head. Curve the lines to the right of the eye to create the brow. Make the top of the muzzle more curved. Follow the basic path of the initial arc to create the bottom edge of the head. Curve the left side of the line upward to create the jaw. Draw the bottom of the head higher than the initial guide. On top of the head, draw a thin pointy shape for the visible portion of the other ear. Use the vertical line on the bottom right side as a guide to draw the front leg. First, lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guideline. Make the top of the leg slightly wider than the bottom. At the bottom, bend the shape to the right for the hoof. When you get the shape of the leg right, darken the lines. The top of the leg should be inside the body. Draw a couple of curved lines near the middle of the leg to indicate a joint. The overall shape of the leg should be thin. At the bottom, draw a small square-like shape for the hoof. The section above the hoof should be round. Draw a curved line near the bottom to finish the shape of the hoof. To the right, draw a similar shape for the other front leg. Most of this leg will be hidden behind the first front leg, so only draw the right edge. Follow the basic path of the first leg as you draw this leg. Use the long angled line on the left side as a guide to draw the hind leg the same way. Just like with the front leg, first lightly sketch the shape of the hind leg around the guideline. Make the top of the leg wide and the bottom narrow. When you get the shape of the hind leg right, darken the lines. Bend the leg near the middle to indicate the joint. The top of the hind leg should be wider than the top of the front leg. Draw the bottom of the leg close to the guide so that the shape is thin. Draw a small square-like shape at the bottom for the hoof. To the right, draw a similar shape for the other hind leg. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the lines when you get the shape right. Follow the path of the first hind leg as you draw this leg. At the bottom, draw a small square-like shape for the hoof. Draw a sloping line along the top part of the neck for the mane. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the line when you get the shape right. Don't draw this line too high above the neck. Use a series of short strokes as you darken the line to create texture. Use the remaining shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the body. Simply darken the outer edges of the guides to create the shape of the body. Don't overlap the legs that are on this side of the body as you draw the underside. Use the line on the left as a guide to draw the tail. Draw two lines along the guide to make the shape of the tail thick. At the bottom, draw a series of short strokes for the hair on the tail. Make the tip of the tail pointy. Now go over the final lines with permanent ink. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. Take your time and be careful when you ink your drawing to avoid any accidents. Don't ink the initial guidelines, only the final drawing. When the ink dries, erase all of the guidelines. Now add the distinctive stripes all over the body. Draw sloping lines along the top part of the head. Curve the stripes around the eye. Don't add stripes to the ears or the front part of the muzzle. Draw curved lines along the bottom part of the head. All zebras have different stripes, so you can draw your stripes differently if you'd like. Draw longer, thicker stripes across the neck. Extend the stripes on the neck into the mane. Draw the shapes of the stripes and then fill them in. If you'd like, you can add the stripes in pencil first and then apply ink. Continue to add the thick stripes across the body. Curve the stripes above the leg. Along the back portion of the body, make the stripes longer and more curved. Make the stripes smaller and thinner on the legs. Add some gray across the entire body to create some shadows. Shadows will give the figure more dimension and volume. Pick a light source as you add the shadows so that they're consistent throughout the body. Here the light source is coming from the top, so most of the shadows will be on the underside of the shapes. Use black and gray to color the front part of the muzzle. Color the eye brown. If you'd like, you can add a bit of brown to the top of the body for a highlight. Draw a cast shadow at the bottom using gray and a bit of blue. Keep coloring until you're happy with the result. And that's it for the zebra. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.